What's going on, Billy Joes? I gotta tell you guys, I've been working on improving myself lately. I was trying to quit smoking, and it was going really great until I was a rush one morning. I woke up and I put on the wrong patch. I put on my wife's birth control patch. I didn't have one hard on all day. It was weird. No, I've been thinking about things a lot lately, and I think the world needs more multi-use products, so I came up with my own. You know, something you can get 2 uses out of one thing at once. And I think they need to incorporate pregnancy tests with STD tests. You know? And it'd be easy because they've already got an electronic display on it. You know, it'd be, you're not pregnant, but you've got herpes, slut. I don't know, when you think about it honestly, sex can only result in 2 things. There are 2 possible outcomes of sex. Kids and STDs. That's it. And before you go thinking STDs are that bad, just remember, gonorrhea will never wake you up at 3 in the morning and puke in your face. And 16 years from now, it's not going to ask to borrow the keys to the car and then wreck it. I've often wondered, though, are premature babies the result of premature ejaculation? I mean, it's not really a joke, just a theory I'm trying to develop, but I remember when my wife told me she was pregnant, and she came out of that bathroom with the little thing, and she said, well, it says I'm pregnant, and then it called me a slut. Son of a, somebody stole my idea. But no, you know, having a kid is like a weird time in a relationship. You go through a lot of odd stuff, and I remember when it came time to start telling people, we told my mom, and she was just ecstatic, you know, she was going to be a grandma again. And she started stuttering and stammering, and then finally she uttered out the phrase, well, how did this happen? My mother has 4 boys. She knows how this happened. But I took it anyway. So, well, Mom, you see, it's a little move I like to call the jackhammer. It makes her feel like her intestines are going to blow out, but in a good way. And the one thing I was really dreading the most about the whole pregnancy thing was having to go to that doctor's visit with my wife. I mean, I did not want to be sitting there in a room with a guy that makes a lot more money than me and probably with a bigger schlong while he shoves his fingers up my wife's baby shoe. A little uncomfortable. But I was really relieved when we got there that day because this really hot female doctor walked in. I'm not gonna lie, I was jealous and turned on all at the same time. But the best part about me going to that was I figured out what I'd been missing in my life up until that point. I need one of those exam tables at home. That thing is a pre-made pussy buffet. It's got stirrups, a little stool, a light so you can see what you're doing. The only way it could get any better is if they put a sneeze guard on it. And I'm just going to go ahead and say this now. Ladies, when you go through this process and it comes time to have kids, don't be inviting a bunch of people to the birthing room, okay? Giving birth is not a spectator sport. Alright? If it was, you could place bets on it. That'd give a whole new meaning to covering the spread. But while, you know, giving birth is not a spectator sport, having a kid is basically like having a sex trophy. You're telling the whole world, I fuck, and I'm so good I got one of these. That's why I was glad we had twin girls, because I came out of that delivery room and I said, I'm the champ! Meet my girls, Jack and Hammer, what's up? I didn't really name him Jack and Hammer. There's too much emphasis on baby names nowadays, you know? It affects their whole life. But the one thing I really don't understand is how people will name their kids after stuff they'll never be able to afford. Like Mercedes or Lexus. Let's be honest, if you're going to name your child after something you can't afford, you might as well name your kid, I don't know, trailer mortgage. Or utility bill. Just putting that one out there. I had a pretty good birthday this year. I turned 29 and my wife got me a thoughtful gift. She got me a board game. And you know, that is a thoughtful gift because it's that person's way of telling you, I want to spend more quality time with you. But I think there was an underlying message because my wife only got me a board game that she's good at. So I guess it was her way of telling me, I want to spend more time beating you. And I don't know who Milton Bradley's trying to fool with this whole board game into family night thing? Because the only family event that happens when you play board games is family brawl. Like for instance, at my house, whenever we play Monopoly, or as I now call it, I'm gonna shove that hotel up your ass, it turns into an episode of Jerry Springer. And the weird thing is I don't even get beads for dancing on my neighbor's flagpole. But I don't know if a lot of people know this. A man in Arkansas was shot 4 years ago over a game of Clue. Yeah, and he deserved it because I was fucking winning. It was me in the trailer park with the 9mm. That's Jerad. But no, now they have these electronic games, and they're pretty sweet. You know, they're good for road trips. But the bad part is you will never get 25 miles down the road before your father rips that thing out of your hand and hucks it out the window. Dad, I just got that for Christmas. Shut up, trailer mortgage. You're driving me crazy. But no, you guys remember like the original like electronic game that came out with the 80s, that Simon game, the memory, you know that one? They touted that that taught you memorization skills, you know, life memorization skills. The only life skill I can think of that came from that board game is how to make a woman, or like how to make love to a woman. Because you start off trying to do everything the way you should, and then 30 seconds into it, you bang the shit out of it and throw it in the corner. Thanks, you guys. I'm Jerad Cherniss. Have a good night.